Good day and welcome to JC Best Schools International e-learning. This is English class and I'm Jude Aligame. I hope you had a wonderful holiday to celebrate, and I'm sure today we're going to learn together. So come with me while we learn. Now, today we'll be looking at stress as our topic. Stress. You know, before now you must have looked at the meaning of stress, which means placing emphasis on certain syllables of words. But today we'll be narrowing down to word stress, and not just a broad word stress, but an aspect of word stress. So at the end of the day, what are we supposed to learn? A, we're supposed to know how to define word stress. B, we are supposed to give examples of polysyllables. When we say polysyllables, we mean words with more than two pronounceable segments, or you say words with more than two vowel sounds in different units. And the last but not the least, we're supposed to stress polysyllables effectively from today. Many of us have seen words, we pronounce them as if they don't have rhythm. Every word has a rhythm apart from monosyllables. Therefore, you need to pay attention, rapid attention, to learn this aspect of stress, definition of word stress, giving examples of polysyllables, and stress polysyllabic work effectively. Now, let's start. First, look at these pictures. Do you still remember what a syllable is? Do you know the types? Can you break words into their syllables? Now, before now, you must have been taught that a syllable is a unit of sounds containing a vowel sound pronounced with a single breath. Again, a syllable is a unit of sounds containing a vowel sound pronounced with a single breath. And I'll give us an example. When we have the word C-O-N-E, how do we pronounce it? We say ka, ka. Now, when you take notice of your breath, you only breathe out once to pronounce that word, meaning that that word has a single syllable. Now take a look at the word A-G-E-N-T. How do you pronounce it? Agent. Agent. All right? You pronounce that word with two breaths, meaning that that word is a disyllabic word. Now, quickly, take a look at these words below. Can we pronounce them together? And when you want to pronounce them, put your hands under your chin, like this. And anytime the chin touches your hand, when you pronounce the word, it means the word has that certain number of syllables in it. Now let's go. B-R-E-A-T-E is pronounced as breathe. Breathe. My chin touches my hand once when I pronounce it, meaning that that word is a monosyllabic word. The next is S-W-A-L-L-O-W, which is swallow. How many times? 2 times. Swallow. Okay, the next one is magnet. 2 times. Magnet. The next is understudy. Understudy. Meaning, I have about on, then, study. 4 syllables. Now you can do a whole lot of that with the remaining of the words to get the number of syllables each of these words possesses. Now, that is what we mean by a syllable. A unit of sound containing a vowel sound, meaning that every syllable in a word contains a vowel sound. So you must be very careful when you pronounce them. All right? Now, let's look at these words previously considered are classified into 3 types of syllable. 1, monosyllables, which mean they contain just one unit or one breath or one vowel sound, like breathe, like like chance, and many other words. They have disyllable, which is the second type. meaning we have 2 units or 2 vowel sounds or they are pronounced with 2 breaths. We have swallow, magnet, balloon. And then we have polysyllables, where our focus will be on today. These ones have more than 2 units or more than 2 vowel sounds. Again, glamorous or understanding, introspection, etc. So now, with the knowledge of syllable, we can now go into what we mean by word stress, which is our topic today. What then is word stress? Word stress, also called lexical stress, is the emphasis of prominence placed on a specific syllable in word during its pronunciation. Again, it's the emphasis placed on a particular syllable during its pronunciation. It means that this syllable will be pronounced longer and will pronounce louder compared to others, like the other previous ones you've seen. When we say banker, banker. Now the first syllable is louder and is what? Longer than k, which is the second syllable. All right? And note, the speaker makes this particular syllable longer and louder than others in that word. That brings about rhythm. So you take some people sing when they sing or say these words. So that is the effect of stress in words. And there are 2 stress markers. The primary stress marker, as seen in the dictionary up above the word on the syllable where it's stressed, and the secondary stress marker, which is usually below the word on the next syllable that is higher or louder in pronunciation after the primary stress. But for the purpose of this class, we will be using looking at using capital letters to indicate stressed syllables. We'll be using capital letters to indicate stressed syllables so that we can learn. Okay. Syllable stress. There are 2 types of word stress, which include 1, the syllable stress. This deals with a word with a stressed syllable. For instance, you have amendment. Mend is stressed on the word. Condition. Condition is stressed on the addition is D is stressed on the word. We have democracy. More is stressed on that word. We have biology. All is stressed on that word. And number 2, all stress, which deals with a group of words with one of them having a different stressed syllable. For instance, we have a group of words where we have minus, retain, eagle, and banker. If you hear my pronunciation properly, only one of those words is stressed on a different syllable. Others are stressed on the same syllable. And that's why we call it alt stress. All right? Again, minus. My is stressed. Retain. Tain. Second syllable is stressed. Eagle. E. First syllable is stressed. Banker. Ban is stressed on the first syllable of that word. Therefore, which of these words takes stress on a different stress syllable is the word retain. There are conditions for this. We'll get to know, and you must have been taught about this in your previous classes. But with time, we'll revisit these steps again. Now let's look at another group of words. Number 2, the word banana. We usually call it banana. It's not banana, but the word is banana. You can hear that na is louder. And then you look at the word rejection. 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 You see, jerk is stressed on that word at the single or the second syllable. And then you have the word agree. Agree, not agree like we call it. It's agree. Do you agree with me? Yes, I agree with you. Agree is stressed. And then you have language. Language, not language. Language. That is a pronunciation. So when you look at these 4 words, 3 of them are stressed on the second syllable, and 1 is stressed on the first syllable. And the odd stress of the odd word there is language because it's stressed on the first syllable, unlike others stressed on the second syllable. Nevertheless, our focus is on number 1, the syllable stress. Again, our focus is on number 1, the syllable stress. Don't forget that. Now, how to pronounce words. Now, look at this diagram. You see, under each word, there are circles, dotted black circles. And then they show how much effort or how much emphasis placed on each of these syllables given. How much emphasis placed on each of the syllables given. For instance, number 1, we say the word is delicately. Delicately. Can you hear my pronunciation? Delicately. Where can you hear more? You hear more of there. All right? So the stressed part, the syllable of that word is there. But when it comes to Nigerian language, we say delicately. Nope. That is wrong. So the word is pronounced delicately. Again, delicately. All right. Let's look at number two word, which is immediately. 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 Now you can see that the second syllable of that word takes more prominence compared to others. So that is why the circle there is bigger, is larger. It shows that that syllable will be louder or longer compared to others. All right, look at the next. It says approximately, 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 meaning that the second syllable is also longer than others. Quickly, look at this next set of words. You can see that the place where the arrow goes up is where the word is stressed. So the word is open, open, not open, like we pronounce it, open. R is stronger than pen. Now you have the word delight. Delight. Light is higher, longer than D. And then you have the word marvelous. Marvelous. It is marvelous in our sight, not it is marvelous. It's marvelous. And then you have Chicago. 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 And then you have piggy. Piggy. Maurice. Maurice. You have believe. Believes. So anywhere you find the stroke going up means that that syllable is what is stressed. So I needed to practice the rest of the word while you are reading this. All right. Now the next class, part of this class is the guidelines for polysyllable stress. How do we stress these words? What do we look out for? There are some tips and some guidelines that we need to look out for to stress these words correctly. And what are they? The first is prefixes are not stressed in words. When you see prefixes, we mean letters or words beginning other words added to other words. They are not stressed. Words, prefixes like come, they, ray, and co are not stressed in word. So anywhere you place them, stress does not affect them, and they don't affect stress. All right. Number 2. Most words or polysyllables, when I say most words, I mean polysyllables. And when I say polysyllables, I am talking about words. So don't get yourself confused, okay? Now, most words or polysyllables ending with the following: ly, ry, sm, or, ny, ive, ium, take their stress on their first syllable. Again, when you find words ending with ly, ry, sm, or, ny, ive, ium, and the rest, they take their stress on their first syllable, meaning that their first syllable is what you stress, what you write, capital letters, as in the words given on the screen. E.g., but generally, category, criticism, demonstrator. You can hear my pronunciation of those words. Their first syllable is always louder and longer. And that is what we mean by stress. All right? And then the next is, now, look at the next words. There are exceptions, meaning that they don't follow the rule as given. They don't follow the guideline as given. Why? Because of the presence of the weak sound in that part of the word. They are supposed to be stressed. It means that the first syllable of these words takes weak sound. Weak sounds include the E, the R, the O. These are weak sounds. So when you find these words ending with this RY, they don't take stress on them. For instance, the word refinery, not refinery, is refinery. So fi is stressed in that word. Satisfactory, fac is stressed in that word. And then you have valedictory. Tick is stressed in that word. Then you have pecuniary. Q is stressed in that word. Metabolism. Ta is stressed. Administrator. Administrator. Now, these first syllables take weak sounds, and that is why they are not stressed. Rather, the stress is moved down to another syllable that takes prominence in their pronunciation. Did you get that? You can revisit this video again to get that. Okay, number three now is that most words ending with the following: UAL, UOUS, IAL, INT, INCE, IOUS, IOR, IC do take their stress on their second to the last syllable, which we call penultimate syllable. The penultimate syllable is the syllable that is the second to the last syllable. And this syllable is usually coming before this suffix is given above in purple color. All right? So you see this one don't have exceptions. They are always there, and they always maintain their position each time you say them in words. So you can try out some of them. For instance, you have residual, you have continuous, you have advantageous, and you have economic. All of these are examples of words that are stressed on their penultimate, meaning second to or second from the last syllable of the words where they are used. Right, the next guideline is that most polysyllables ending with the following: CY, TY, PHY, GY, FY, AL, ATE take stress on their third to last, otherwise known as penultimate. Otherwise known as penultimate. Yes. Now, the third to last syllable, they don't usually have much problems or much differences. And the reason is because these words have specific usage. And when you see them in words, they come in these suffixes written above. Also, some of these suffixes above have exceptions, which we're going to look at soonest. Now, what are these examples of these words? Now, we have the word democracy, and it will say "y." Not all the words we say "y" will end with, will take the stress on their word, third to last, or the antepenultimate. No. But many of them will take that from that part, third to last. The reason is because the stress on the third, the sound on the third to last syllable is usually a weak sound. That is why those ones take their exception. And we're going to look at them soonest. So when you look at TY, you have a word like capability. You have a word like ATE, words like participate. You have ENT, words like incompetent. And then you have FY, words like specify. You can go on and look for more. They are there. Check them out. Now, let's look at quickly few exceptions for this rule. Now, for CY, there are exceptions. For ABLE, there are exceptions. And therefore, AL, there are exceptions. These are the only few words we have exceptions. Others are okay. They don't have exceptions. Now, let's look at words where they have exceptions. Words like delicacy. The word is delicacy, not delicacy. All right? Delicacy. You can hear more of these words on there. And then you have intimacy. Intimacy. In is stressed. You have accuracy. Arc is stressed. And you have presidency. Presidency. Now, pre is stressed. Likewise, others. Fundamental, ornamental, accidental, comfortable, comfortable. You know, some people call that word comfortable. It's what? Comfortable. The four is not pronounced as you hear. It's comfortable. Are you comfortable? Yes, I am comfortable. So from today, don't say comfortable. You say comfortable. Okay, quickly, as we round up, these are the guidelines you need to look out for, and you must make sure you practice them and you learn them to learn. And the last guideline I want to talk about today is on those polysyllables ending with ON, OON, EE, EEN, EER, ETE, ETTE, and the rest of them, and even diphthongs. Now, these ones take their stress on their ultimate. When we talk about ultimate syllable in speech, we mean the last syllable. Yes, these ones take their stress on their last syllable. Check again. They are spelling suffixes that will end them. Again, let's look at examples like entrepreneur. Sorry, the word is entrepreneur, not entrepreneur like some people say. You know, it's entrepreneur. It's stressed on near. You have pioneer or volunteer. The word is stressed on near. You have Japanese, not Japanese. No, it's Japanese. All right, you have the word incomplete. And then you have cigarette and the rest of them. All right, so when you're able to study number one, study suffixes as given from number 1 to number 5 now, you should be able to stress any word, any given word. Therefore, get prepared for my class, for my lesson 2, because you will get so many words to stress. Now, is there any question? Remember, at the beginning of this lesson we said we were to learn about 3 things. Define word stress, which says it's about placing emphasis on a syllable, part of a word. And 2, that we should be able to give examples of what? Polysyllables. And I'm sure you know what we mean by polysyllables. Again, we said they are words which have more than 2 pronounceable segments. That is to say, they have more than 2 vowel sounds in them, in each of the syllables they are made up of. And then we say we should be able to stress words effectively. Again, number 1 rule we said no prefixes are stressed. Prefixes are not what? Stressed. Number 2, we look at those stress on the first syllable, ly, ending with ly, my, ny, ism, and co. Number 3, we look at those stress on their penultimate. That is to say, those stress on their second to last syllable. And we say they end with ic, ion, ious, eous, and co. You can check out those guidelines. Number 4, we looked at those stress on antepenultimate, ending with cy, ty, phy, and co. And number 5, we looked at those stress on their last syllable, and we said they are stressed with now long vowel sounds. They end with long vowel sounds or diphthongs. And this one, why? Because they are always stronger. Now diphthongs are stronger. Long vowel sounds are strong, or stronger than the short vowel sounds. That is why they take more emphasis to be pronounced compared to other sounds. So wherever you find them in syllables, they also take more time and sound to be pronounced compared to others. Don't forget, in all of this, vowel sounds are stressed. Consonant sounds are not stressed. So when we look at stress, we are looking at vowel sounds, how we pronounce them effectively. And finally, this is the assignment I'll be talking about. Please make sure you do this. Take your time, study this material, go back to this video, listen to my voice, listen to what I've taught you, and then use that knowledge to try to attempt these questions. And don't forget to send it to that Google Classroom code under the assignment after doing it. God bless you. And thank you for watching and learning. Once again, remember to submit your task. Bye.